Oh, wait, hold on. It's not your turn quite yet. You'll have your chance to murder more PCs, all right?
Look, spoilers.
We're joining it at a time before the very somber ending we saw last night to see what transpired otherwise amongst the Warlocks. When we left, I think Penn was hatching a giant black egg or some crazy shit. Let's find out. Don't worry, the audience.
Okay.
Sure, hold on.
So yeah, we're doing that like the Walking Dead thing where like it just takes place over like 5 minutes, but you see it from like 8 different perspectives. Okay.
That thing's just the fucking worst. Sorry, I mean, it's great. I love this.
Hello, welcome to Too Many Warlocks. I am your benevolent dungeon master, Puck, and I am joined today by these Too Many Warlocks. Previously separated into teams of 2, still somewhat separated, less distance now. And I will now introduce them in no particular order. Let me see here. Allowing free passes to Eldritch entities to browse through his mind catalog, we have Penathan Wright.
Dumbass. Sorry, I didn't say that.
Muddy Eldritch footprints in your brain. That's all I'm saying.
Underdark Chaperone, Miss Keithry Tealeaf.
I am so sorry.
Alcoholic Companion, Mr. Gibu Tomps.
That must be me.
And a rescuer of caged drow lasses, Mr. Richard Bennett.
Hello. That entire trip was just a fucking waste.
You rescued people. You repaid your debt.
Yeah. No, I think it's a waste. Richard thinks it was great.
It's always awful to go back to your hometown.
When last we left our heroes, some stuff transpired yesterday in the other show. It's probably not important. I don't think we really need to get into it. So you guys had split up. You had divided the team up into Richard and Keithry, who went into the Underdark to rescue a woman of some connection to Mr. Richard Bennett, who was imprisoned for, say, releasing a slave of some kind.
To wreak havoc above in the overworld.
Yeah.
The underworld, all that fun stuff.
Stuff.
Definitely not mass treason.
The drow are touchy about that kind of thing. So a prison break ensued. Then you guys were able to break her out and get her free and drop her off at Blingden Stone, the deep gnome city, and then make your way back to the surface. While that transpired, Pen and Guy made some new leafy friends. Pen attempted to commune with the giant black orb in the sky, connecting his mind to it.
If you look long enough into the void then looks into you.
And destroys you as a sentient being. Finish the sentence, Pen.
The void, you look into the void looks back. Only one of you is blinking, and one of you does, and one of you has like 50 billion eyes. One of them is going to get dry at some point.
We should have another show that's just Pen realizing stuff.
Shower thoughts with Penathan,
yeah,
right?
This has been a
Shallow.
This has been brought to you by the announcement of our new Twitter account that it will be nothing but thoughts from Penn.
Yeah, nothing but thoughts from Penn.
And
So
then Richard screaming at him on his Twitter account.
we ended last week's episode with Richard and Keithry coming out of the tower into the Avalon Knight's Keep area, only to find that a large group of clerics have arrived. And you're free to move about the cabin.
Hi, I'm Keitri Tea Leaf. I think we were expecting you. You're here to help with the undead army.
Yes, we've been sent to deal with it.
Great. Well, last we saw, they were kind of all not moving and transfixed by a giant orb. We can show it to you.
That seems a little odd.
Yeah.
You haven't seen anything yet.
That's not consistent with our experiences. But okay, yeah, by all means, let us take a look. And they offer you to lead the way.
I'm stopping by in the armory for like 5 seconds.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't mind actually before we head out, just kind of taking a minute to rest a little bit.
Like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, something.
You could take a break. I mean, it's been kind of a mad dash through the Underdark.
Yeah, Richard, you don't look so great. How you
Was it the
doing there,
mountains of
buddy?
blood I'm covered in?
Yeah, it was the whole like, I did shove a chocolate egg down your throat to keep you alive. So
Moldy, by the way. Delicious.
yeah, it's been in the bag for a while.
Beggars can't be choosers.
I really can't be. Voice in my head.
So yeah, I would like to take a short rest before we.
Oh, certainly. You've got. Look, this is home. You can take as much short rest at home that you'd like, and you can even have some food, whatever you want to do.
Key3, I'll meet you for something to eat, and I'll bring Talem down as well.
Oh, okay.
All right.
First things first, I head into the armory, and I look for some half plate.
There is half plate, but you have to
Good.
get it from the blacksmith.
All right.
All right.
I walk over. I'm clearly going to the blacksmith. There's literally nothing else I can do.
You go to the blacksmith. Oh, it's the tree dude. Hey, good to see you, man.
Yeah, hang loose and all that.
All right, you hang loose as you want, man. What can I do for you?
I need some half plate. I'm kind of tired of almost dying.
Oh, well, hey, maybe with the half plate, you'll die only half the time.
Or half as slowly. Either way, it works out perfectly fine.
All right, I think I have a couple pieces around here that might work for you.
Oh, and a shield, if you have one. Actually, you know what? I just pick up like a scrap of wood I see on the ground. This'll do fine.
Wow, you don't really need anything special. You really just kind of living that minimalist life, man.
Yes, that's what we'll call it. Not that I have incredibly low standards.
All right, well, here, and he hands you a piece of half plate. This ought to help you out.
All right, cool.
You're an off the rack 46 tall. This is easy.
I'm just gonna kind of give it a quick look.
All right.
Put it on top, and then I'm just imagining vines and such grow over top of it to give it some personality.
Just like hold it in place and give it a little bit of. Okay.
Make it look a bit more Richardy.
Oh yeah, no, that works. Look, branding is important. All right, so you've got that laced in. It's in place.
Yep. Gauntlets, boots, everything.
All right,
Half plate just means half as much plate.
exactly. It's half the plate that you had previously.
only one half of the body is covered.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
other, the wood half, is completely out there. But you
I was gonna
know,
say, the guy that gets the back half kind of gets the shallow end of the deal, though, doesn't he?
Really? I mean, that's
He's only protected when he's running away.
guys, what's happening? Guys,
I mean, that sounds perfect for D though.
all right. So, what next?
I'm heading in to. I'm whistling for Talem
Okay.
as soon as we get in, and I sit down with Key 3 and we have something to eat.
All right. So, in the time you've been gone, Talem's grown a little bit.
Dude,
Ye-
like 2 hours.
It was a bit more than 2 hours.
However many hours.
Yeah, she seems to be getting bigger and bigger.
Oh, it's a she. Cool. Because we never talked about what gender the dragon was, and no one checked.
I feel like Talem is a girl's name. So, yeah, that goes through. And she comes down and she's eager for food.
So, I'm going to pull out a menu that the Crab Shack definitely has several of.
There's no menu, but
A rough-hewn piece of wood with all the meals I've had on it before.
Tommy and William will do their best to whip up for you whatever you want.
So, Talem, what do you want to eat? Right, I can't communicate. Keyframe?
I guess I can. Yeah. And I'll use Awaken Mind to ask the dragon what it wants to eat.
Or deer.
It said more deer.
I'll be
So
back
maybe
in
just
5.
meat? Meat of any kind? Like it's raw?
I mean, that's what happened last time.
Yep.
Jesus, I hope there's not just a skeleton in my room.
Well, just
There might be just a skeleton in your room.
I don't want to spend too long away from the big giant ball in the sky.
No, completely agreed, but still, we need to eat something. And we'll bring a picnic for the other two.
Okay.
I mean, unless you completely and utterly object to this.
No, Tommy, can we get something to go?
Of course, I'll whip up something for you.
Yeah.
And Tommy whips up a to-go basket for you guys with William's help.
Thanks, buddy.
William puts a couple extra rolls in it. He says, for Melissa.
Okay, I'll make sure she gets these. Yes. I don't know where she.
Definitely. I don't think anything's happened to her.
Nope. Everything's fine.
I literally have no idea, though.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. So that's packed up for you guys. You have a little meal, have a bit of a rest, catch your breath after your whirlwind adventure in the Underdark.
To the ball in the sky.
So these clerics are on foot.
Oh, this is gonna be slow.
All right, let's
Maybe
just walk.
Or maybe if we tell them where it is, and then we can like go ahead and catch up, and they can just like make their way there. Because definitely, if like the army comes alive, they'll be heading this direction, so they'll run into each other anyhow.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Still, I had a fantastic marching song prepped. You know, it's just 99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer. You take one down, pass it around, you just drunk the rest.
Oh, that's a different version than my grandfather used to sing.
Only for very short marches, too, apparently. We're here to the door.
He just does it over and over again. And it's like, oh, no. Okay. So, are you going to go?
Yeah, so I'll let the clerics know where the undead army is located.
All right. Once you pointed out the kind of regiment leaders says, okay, well, we will we will depart and head in that direction, and we'll let you know as soon as we arrive.
Wonderful. And we will hopefully beat you there.
Very well.
We've got the cart, don't we?
We have gargoyles.
They have gargoyles.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have gargoyles,
Yeah.
but you guys have the cart. Yeah.
Start clicking around my control rod. Michael!
I haven't named mine.
They
You
kind
should always name yours.
Gargoyle.
I mean, see, that one is clearly a Marianne.
Oh, the gargoyles arrive. And you are able to saddle up in them, and you can head out.
While we're flying, any questions? Because I say a lot of vague, weird stuff.
I mean, I have a lot of questions. Like you kind of did address the becoming a god, and that was a question I had for a while. Those things are weird.
Yeah, super weird. Prep, next time you go past them, you'll see something that looks like us, but not actually us.
Okay, good
Or
to know.
if we go back on gargoyles, we'll just actually become gods for like a few minutes. It's a weird thing. Then you have to answer prayers, and then you fuck up as a god, and it just they stop worshiping you with good reason as well.
So, is Ramla doing good?
Yes.
Great.
So
I don't know. Drow women are. Look, there are lots of jokes about how women are complicated. Don't even fucking get started with drow women. Especially ones like Ramla.
even more complicated.
I mean, who the fuck saves you, kisses you, and then leaves you to die?
I have no response to that.
Exactly.
Very well. So as you guys
Although I
roll
bet
up,
Guy has a list.
He would.
there's a few. So you roll up to, fly up, float up, brush your wings, and arrive at the floating orb in the sky. Guy is ripping donuts with the cart down below. Just kind of enjoying himself. And Penn is sitting stubbornly on top of it with his gargoyle floating above him.
Well,
Hey,
just
Guy.
nothing big changed.
Did Penn do something stupid?
I go get him, he explain himself, eh? And I jump on my gargoyle, which has a daisy painted on the back of the head.
Right.
I have to
There's
imagine.
now
it's
Guy,
slow
and a number
crazy.
10 painted on his chest for no apparent reason. This is Guy's Lafleur.
Excellent.
Anybody got that? No.
Yeah, no, I get
One.
it.
Okay, there we go. And just before he takes off, he kind of leans forward, and I mean, Guy is hammered. He's been day drinking since breakfast. So as he leans forward, he kind of lets loose with a windy discharge of the posterior region, and he looks down at Guy's Lafleur. Flap your wings, and then takes off and flies up to go get Penn.
All right. So it's
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna kind of tap key 3. Do DUIs exist in this universe, or at least in this area of the country?
I
I'm
mean,
not actually driving.
my grandpa did get pulled over one time for riding a horse drunk.
I mean,
Yeah, but a horse has
technically,
more autonomous.
Well, the horse he had been feeding the horse beer, so
technically the gargoyle's driving, but
Did we have any time before they got here? Like at all?
is there something you'd like to do before they arrive?
It can be finishing up as they came up, because I was immediately, while I was pouting, I'm sure there were quite a few mumbled, "You're kind of an asshole" kind of things. But I wanted to ask my patron 2 questions with my book. I was just going to essentially be sitting up there without my little quill out and just write. Dearest teacher, comma. I'll just talk. It'll be easier. And I'm going to essentially explain what I've come to understand this thing is. I don't remember. I think did it tell me what it was? Did it say its name? Because I think
No.
it said, oh, okay. Well, I'll just tell him that it was a creature that seems to feed off of hate and anger, and it's a big black ball in the sky, and it says it came before even you. And it's kind of an asshole, and it doesn't seem to care about how I feel, and that made me sad.
I mean, it's not the only one.
It doesn't care about my feelings.
And all of our compatriots are trapped inside.
Okay.
So that's my first question.
All right. So you send that, and your response in the book is, you need to stay away from this.
And I just kind of look down. I'm kind of sitting on it. ... It's kind of an asshole, so I'm just sitting here, but I'll get off now. Period. And then
Get as far away as possible.
Is that a direct order? Question mark. Because I kind of have to, do something about it, and a follow up, not to get off that, But I have a page in my book that I haven't seen in a while, and it looks really interesting. Something about containing things. I don't know. It seems like some really important big spell or something. My question is, do I have access to any specimens we acquire, or are they gone to the vault? Like, are they just gone?
You have access to the specimens acquired in the book. Now get away from this being.
Aye, Captain. I will get away from where I am now. Love you, Penright.
Hey, buddy.
And then
The rest of them are here, eh? It's time to go, eh?
Any interesting things with this thing?
Just before
did
we
we-
leave the top of the bubble, after he leaves, I get off and balance myself right on the very, very top of the bubble and undo my breeches. I've been drinking all day. I have a circular pee on the top of the bubble. I turn all the way around as I'm peeing. And then when I'm done, back on the gargoyle and fly away.
I'd like to think I caught at least the vibe that you were going to do that. And I'm just like, for once, I agree.
Yeah. And I must point out, seeing as how you mentioned that, Guy is a perfect gentleman. He started facing away from Penn, thus giving him time to avert his eyes before I got all the way around.
All right. So you get down after Guy's display.
Ooh.
Anything you want to talk about?
You made it.
Yeah, we're back.
Where's the
What
help?
happened?
Richard's wearing armor.
There's a whole bunch of clerics on the way, but they were walking, so I figured we should get back sooner.
You went to the Underdark and came back with clerics?
No.
I thought you went to the Underdark to get some lady.
Yeah, it
Or
turns
worship
out
an
demons are
Underdark.
disappearing there. It's a fucking weird thing. And
Yeah, that's something
I
maybe we
just don't
put a-
really want to talk about it right now. It just starts lighting
Is
up
he
cigarettes.
blushing? Is that
We're gonna
blushing
put
on him?
We're gonna put a pin in the demon thing right now.
Did he say
That look like cherry wood. It's all red on one side, eh?
Did you say
Gee,
who
that's
you
blood.
went to save?
I
though?
haven't taken a shower
Yes.
yet.
Cool. I'm glad Keither and I can have this conversation while they're doing that.
While the other two are doing an Abbott and Costello routine.
Well, I'm glad you made it out. I was a little worried. I was also pouting. This thing's an asshole. Just gonna put that out
As
there.
are most black eldritch beings of unknown
You
repute.
spoke with it? Did it do something? How do you know it's an asshole? Like inanimate object, asshole?
He stuck his head in it.
it asked. Did it ask? I don't even remember. I let it. Yeah,
I'm just gonna kind of walk up behind.
You were
Penn
way up
and
there,
give
but
him,
I
like,
saw
one of those
you.
quick smacks in the back of the head.
in
Like,
my
you know,
head.
your grandmother would give, like a grandma would give like my grandma would give me.
And I just turned around and I'm like, yes, because I'm sure I'm the only one who's done anything foolish today. Just with that knowing look.
I mean, I did try and stab it, so you know.
The point being, the important
Yes,
bit,
but destroy, let inside brain.
it wasn't going to eat me.
Maybe
I already
don't
talked to it.
judge Penn, Mister. I would have died in the Underdark.
Oh, I would have died everywhere.
You died again?
That holds no sway over me. You should know
That's
this by
5 times now, I think.
I'm out of eggs.
I feel like we are unfocused. And as someone who is deriving the focus here, I think I should point out I did speak with it. I went up to it because we met some dryads. Was that what we met?
That's what they were. Eh?
Okay,
So
we
you
met.
met-
Oh,
was-
Richard, you would have loved them, eh? Sorry. I shut up. eh?
You didn't give them their names, did you?
Probably.
No, I
You
don't
fucking
even
morons.
I
don't
don't
have
give
time
them
for
nothing.
that.
I try, but they don't take it. Eh?
Anyway, they said they recognized this being as like a grandfather in nature because it's old magic. So I went up because I was like, grandfathers can be nice, naive me. And then I went up there and I reached out with awakened mind and it mimicked me in a mirror and then it talked to me and it was very rude and it was like essentially it's feeding off anger and hate and it likes that. And so when I went up there, I was like, well, our friends, I think, are inside you. Can you let them out? It didn't know who they were. And it like started to latch onto my face. And I was like, are you going to eat me? And it was like, no, you're insufficient. And I was like, cool. So I let it into my brain for a second. So it could
I smack
find.
him again. Just
It
in
was-
the back of the head. Like a quick smack. No real damage, just a quick.
I'm just gonna stand next to Key3 now. I'm just stepping back away and I'm over by Key3 and I'm just like, we don't have time for this.
Good news, you were found insufficient by the thing that values, negativity and hatred. So that's a
Oh
positive.
fuck! I would be killed immediately.
Yeah. So aren't you glad I put my head in there?
No.
Anyway,
What an unusual thing to be glad about.
it hurt anyway. It wasn't a fun experience. Imagine someone like using your brain like a filing cabinet for a moment. It wasn't great, but
Oh, imagine letting every evil son of a bitch you ever met into your brain. Hey, come on in. Everybody else did. Eh? Wipe your shoes on my thalamus. Hey.
Yeah, Richard.
And
I'm just high
Guy,
fiving.
what have you been up to this whole time when Penn was getting valuable information?
And I
pull
just
my
take a
flask
sip
off
from
my
my
hip
water.
and turn it upside down, and absolutely nothing comes out.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And you are not getting a lesser
We are not here.
restoration.
There's
Oh,
nothing we can do, eh? Look at this thing. It's too big. It's too strong. There's nothing we can do, eh?
It knows that they're in there, and it said there's a chosen one out of them, and that essentially that something internal is going to decide whether it absorbs them or lets them go. And I kind of mildly threatened it, and the way that I was like, I know I can't fight you, but I'll annoy you, and it was just kind of like, screw you, and I was kind of like, screw you, and then here we are. My patron said, get away from it, like very, very adamantly was like, you need to get away, you need to get as far away as possible.
Maybe you should lead with that, eh? And I
Yeah,
start
like
pushing.
I'm picking up both Key3 and Penn and just running
But
the
maybe
opposite
we
direction
can
of the
do
orb.
something.
We have
to help.
people in there. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what to do, but we have people in there. Like, also,
I put them back down on the ground.
I don't know what to do about it. Please, Puck, tell me there's some noticeable difference in how many undead there are from the entire afternoon I spent while
Oh
they
yeah,
were
it's noticeable that you've been purging.
I was doing this, but I really don't know if it's a good or bad thing anymore because it sucks their soul or whatever's driving them. I can only assume it's either necrotic energy or something, but it rips it out as soon as you kill the body and sucks into the sphere. So I don't.
Ah, fuck.
So maybe
Wait,
we're
you said-
feeding it, eh?
Did you say
Either
dryads
way,
live here?
it's too big, eh?
They
There's
like to-
nothing we can do. We can't get in. The only reason it let in your head is because it wanted what was in your head. You
Pen,
don't want nothing from us no more, right?
Gee, Pen, Dryads live here? Just
Playground.
refresh?
They use it as a playground. They don't live here.
Oh, that's worse. Okay.
The
I'm gonna go to
sisters, eh?
that big clearing that I burned down.
Oh, no. They're okay with that. I told them all about what you did, eh?
I'm fixing it now.
We told them you'd fix it. They
If
didn't
a really,
seem upset.
really pale one shows up, tell them Guy is over here and he wants to meet her, right?
Oh,
Cool. I just walk off on my own to fix the forest that I burned down.
Very well. You head off and start growing.
Oh no, it's like a symphony of dun dun dun. I don't have a good symphony in my head, but you have those.
Music.
They're definitely not a symphony.
You know, some
Fantasia Forest. It comes to life and beats you.
pretty much every big, like a tree just sprouts out of the ground, perfectly formed.
All right.
I'll understand if Guy didn't get one because he's been drunk, but I'd like to think I got at least a short rest on top of the ball.
So,
I'm just reaching out with my innate powers of the green. I'm not doing anything aside from that.
all right. While you're out there growing things,
Oof.
what does everybody else do?
Still trying to get them to leave at least the immediate area.
It's just like,
You
maybe
know, when
we should
the
go.
drunk guy says it's time to go, it's probably time to go, eh?
But
I'm the kind of guy, somebody says jump off the pier, I say okay before I check to see if there's water. And even I want to go.
did your patron say why you needed to get away from it? Was it just you specifically? Was it like all of us should stay away from it? Because like maybe I could try talking to it.
I just told him what it was, and he said you need to get away from that. And I didn't get the sense that he meant me. I think he meant me because I'm the one talking to him. I didn't mention because Guy was down here and y'all weren't here, so I think he just meant in general. It's not a safe thing. And then I think we still have sunfire pods, and that is dark as hell.
There's an easy way to figure this out.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Just ask your patron again. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to focus on the fine details.
Look, I already talked to him. I don't want him to tell me that I have to go because I already kind of got away with the whole like, okay, I'm leaving away from it now, and now I'm away from it.
You've gone away from it, but just like, oh, can other people go near it with this?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no.
You have the most direct link to a patron.
I was gonna
Dude,
say,
just ask.
Can none of you talk to your patrons at all? Am I literally the only one who has this?
Dearest Eris and Discordia, if you can hear me, fill my flask.
Your flask fills with milk.
Oh,
Ooh, please have that. Oh wait, it's from your.
on
Is
the
it
bright
milk?
side, they can hear me.
Do I know it's milk? I don't know if I want that. It came from your patrons.
You could practically hear their laughter.
You know what I need? I need about half a pint of Kahlua.
Oh god. Okay,
because I'm not dumping it out. That would be rude. But I'll put the lid on and put it back in my hip. Hopefully, it turns into something interesting later.
I don't know what. Hey, don't you have the Wand of Wonder?
You want me to poke that with the Wand of Wonder?
It can do anything.
Maybe try a sunfire pod before that.
Sure. I mean, there's only. Oh wait, no. 50% of the time that could go really poorly.
Yeah, remember.
could make
Quick
it like
question:
almost
how
killed us
you
all?
are going to get the sunfire pod all the way up there without hurting your own self?
get
They
above
don't
it.
like explode at the distance, eh?
You can drop
Not
it
like
from a really.
artillery.
You can drop it from a really high point. Above it, and then when it hits, or we could Eldritch blast it and just sit it on top.
It took 4 of those pods to almost kill Blackwind. We got 8 left in the inventory. I'm going to insist we keep 5, eh?
That's fine. Didn't we use one on the I don't remember. No, that was just bombs.
Yeah, you guys just lit the forest on fire.
I'm gonna just like stare off towards the sun. I don't know.
The
and
black
just-
hole sun.
and just say to my patron, like, "Hey, have you ever experienced this big black ball orb thing?"
It's you hear a whisper on the wind saying, "I've never seen this."
Great. Okay. Well, my patron's not help in this situation, so
You have to
I mean-
look at the sun every time you talk to your patron because that sounds really.
I don't really know.
I just see her like looking and like wincing, like.
I've just walked back during the middle of that thing. I'm pretty much done with the.
Oh no, you're not back yet.
That's-
Oh,
Okay.
crap.
Because I was going to say, how distracted does Richard look?
You can't see him. He's deep in the forest that he's
Oh,
growing.
okay. When he comes back, I have a thing,
Okay.
but I'll wait. Till then, I'll just wobble.
All right.
I'm assuming something's about to happen to me.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck.
So you're out in the woods growing trees, and one grows inordinately large and into a doorway.
Fuck. And I'm just like trying to close the doorway.
It's kicked down, and you go flying, rolling into the burning cinders of the forest. What are you doing?
At least buy me a drink first.
Absolutely not.
Is this Oberon?
Yes.
Did we hear any of this?
No, this is beyond your sound and sight. We had a deal.
And I have not gotten any information from you.
It wasn't the information. I would supply my army to fight your undead army, and now I see you out here exterminating it before the deadline?
I didn't say undead army. I just said help us in general. You fairies and your fucking semantics.
You're not going to welch on this deal.
Can I ask you an honest question? The likelihood of me dying after this, like, what is it, 60-40, 70-30?
Oh, much higher than that.
Fuck, okay. 99-1?
Around there. It depends on how delicate I'm feeling. So I would suggest not pissing me off.
Look, I only did this fiery area. Everything else was those guys. And if you try to go after those guys, I will go through the fairy realm and rip apart every single brick of your fucking precious castle.
Oh, I don't need to go after anyone. But the agreement was my assistance.
Yeah. And then
And
after
well,
your
keep them-
assistance, then I sever my pact with Titania.
Yes. Don't worry, I'll
And-
sever it for you.
Oh. Oh, fantastic.
Oh yes, I'll
Have I mentioned fuck you yet?
I'll have my deal. And I've got my eyes on you.
Yes, and I have Guy planning to rear end this tree when we're done.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, it means he's gonna press his ass against it until he gets splinters.
That's gross. You're gross. And he goes inside.
I just summon my axe, and I
Okay.
just chop the fucking doorway down.
All right. Chop it down.
Because this is just at a point where I and Richard am fucking sick and tired of fairy shit.
I'm so done with this fairy stuff. All right. So you chop the tree down. Then
Yeah.
you finish regrowing your forest.
And then I walk back, and I'm just from the ash, from the kindling that I have just like made like the crappiest cigarette, but I'm just smoking it anyways.
All right. So you get back to the team from their discussion.
So I had a lovely conversation with the horned asshole, the Titania's other half.
Oh, I thought you still had a little bit of time.
Oh, I still do. He's trying to be a bitch about the fact that we're killing the undead forces, and he'll have nothing to really assist with. And if that happens, then the deal is apparently off. According to him, because I'm not getting any assistance from him.
So something we can actually do. We can go and get rid of all of these undead forces.
Yes. Guy, I need a favor.
Okay.
I need you to press your ass against a tree that Oberon came out of.
As you turn to say this to me, I'm standing right behind you with my flask open, slowly pouring milk into your backpack. And I just keep pouring.
I've caught you at this point. I'm just
He's
gonna
just
wait
still
for you
going.
to finish. I'm just gonna wait for you to finish.
Hold on, I got to give it a shake. Oh, there we go. Okay, what did you want then?
So Oberon, still a dick. I need you to
This
press
guy,
your
yeah.
ass against his tree.
His tree specifically?
Yes.
You know, I've been drinking all day. I can probably one up that thing.
Then do it.
Well,
Wait. This is Oberon, the husband of
Yeah.
Tatiana. Oh, I get to pee on both their trees, and I'm gone.
Guy, you need to press your ass against it as well.
Maybe I do that first.
While this has been going on, as soon as he said about Oberon, I opened my book and I was scribbling, and I was just like, I don't mean to play my dad's better than your dad, comma. But could you beat Oberon? Question mark. Because I don't want to start a fight that you can't finish, but I have full faith in you. Love, Kenneth, and Wright.
If you were in a fight with Oberon, could you win? Could you? I need to marinate that for just a moment. The reply comes back. I am uncertain. We've never battled before.
I could arrange this if, he'd be a good specimen. I'm just saying, and he's kind of being an asshole. And,
I see little to be gained in this.
You're so logical. This is why I love you. I'll talk to you later. I picked a smart patron because I think I'm smart, but I just actually like smart people. Here's the real peek into Kenneth and Wright right there.
This is
You're a
the
sapient
glimpse
file.
beyond the curtain.
So, destroying an undead army gives us
I
something
mean, we've
we can
mostly
actually
done it.
do.
Yeah, I've been doing this a lot. Do you know how many Eldritch blasts I fired today? Because I lost count.
It did look like there were quite a few less here.
Yeah, I mean, when we came in, I counted like 3.
I can't even get Handy to suck him because every time I take him out, this asshole tries to eat him.
Pen. Phrasing, buddy.
Just over and over again. All right.
And no.
Nope. Okay. Just gonna let that one go.
Can I?
Sure.
I'm just gonna I'm going to talk to what is basically my other patron.
Okay.
I'm realizing at this point. I'm gonna try to commune directly with the green.
Okay.
Because apparently some fairy shit happened during my rejuvenating the forest thing. I don't think the green, if I was pulling from the green, would be super happy about interference.
Hmm.
So I'm just going to try to commune with the green and, in all likelihood, sink underground.
What are you seeking from the green?
Answers as to what the thing is and if we should be just terrified and run as fast as we can, or if he wants me to fight it.
All right. So you take a moment to try and commune with the green, and you let your roots set in deep, and you start to grow in and kind of connect to this vast root system that links up the entire forest.
Oh, kind of like
that's
a
gonna-
mycelia internet chain.
Yeah, just like that. That's going to take a little bit of time. Does anybody else want to try anything while he's linking up to the rooter net?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to follow his instructions, which he very definitely gave me,
Yes, very.
and make my way
very-
to Oberon's tree.
Okay.
And I will drop trow and rub my ass on one side of the tree, as instructed. Go around the other side and prepare to pee on this tree too. But as I'm peeing on it, I say out loud, "Hey, Oberon, I get it. It's fun to have a toy, but you know, why don't you just fix him, eh?" I'm not really expecting an answer. I just finished peeing on the tree.
All right.
You know, a few good shakes for good measure.
Yep. I mean, I'm still peeing on a Fey god's tree. There's every chance I could die, but
Well, when you arrive at it, it just kind of looks like a normal tree again, but have your fun.
yeah. And then when I'm finished, I put it away and come back, and I put my ass on it.
All right. Richard can't respond because he is deep in his green trance.
He's doing that.
I
thing
feel like
again.
I've sensed it because I've internet of trees.
Like, nice.
Luckily, he lives in
He just keeps
Canada, and
going.
it's legal to be all greened out.
Just kind of a moment of, I see everything!
It's just like you can feel it soaking into the root system. You're like, ew, I'm touching.
That's also what I was thinking.
It's not fun anymore.
I like that we're usually the smart team. The one that does the reasonable things.
We
And I
are
turned to
all
key
just
3.
desperately trying to put off the inevitable. Let's just stand up and admit this.
Yeah.
No, we don't know. We don't. Key 3. Because she was the one that actually was having ideas. So I'm just like, we were talking about Sunfire pods, and you were talking to your patron, and I don't know. I want to fight it, but I don't know. Other than maybe, do we want to clear out the undead? Is that the best thing we can do? You think?
I mean, it's at least something we can do. I suppose we can try, like, see one Sunfire pod if it does anything.
Okay. Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it? Because I'll do it happily. I will happily do it.
I have a feeling I might have a better aim.
Go for it. You are the fire one here, so I'll leave you
Alright.
to it, and I'll go start working on this.
I'm gonna take out a Sunfire pod and go and, like, fly up above the orb.
Okay.
Try and be, like, out of range of an explosion. And then just as hard as I can, chuck it down at the orb.
All right.
Turn to Pen and say, "So what do you think happened if that orb suddenly disappear?"
I just want to
Watching the Sunfire pod dropping towards it.
You give me
Yep.
a dexterity ranged attack.
I don't know.
Is she proficient with Sunfire pod?
Dexterity.
Well, I mean-
She
If
does
you pretend
have
it's your
this-
packed weapon.
Like, just roll a dexterity?
Yeah, just like roll an attack and add your dexterity to it.
I don't know, Guy. We got to get him
Oh,
out.
no. Oh, that was a save. So that was wrong anyhow.
Okay.
Why won't it?
Also helps if I'm in the game.
I can't figure out how to roll an attack.
You made a
without
dex
using
save.
the
You
weapon.
fell off your gargoyle.
If you got like a dagger or your finesse weapon, your packed weapon is a finesse weapon. Just
Yeah.
roll it and subtract your proficiency.
There you go.
Ooh, fancy.
That'll work.
Your sword's just like, I think I can help with this, and
Hey,
turns into
dagger,
one of
so
those
it's that minus
ball
3?
throwers.
Okay. So that -3. It's very large. It's not going to dodge you. Woo!
Yeah, unless there's a wind. It has an armor class of 0, essentially. Right?
So the pod lands on top of it.
Does it get detonate?
It lands almost like cushiony. It doesn't detonate.
Fuck.
Shoot it!
Yep. I'm pulling out. First time you've ever seen it, I pull it out of the bag. I have a light crossbow, and I shoot.
Oh.
And I
Oh, dear.
suck at shooting things today.
So it doesn't hit the orb. It doesn't hit the pod, but it does hit the massive black orb, and it kicks off that burst of energy again, which detonates the pod, and it bursts in a bright, fiery light. And you can see sections of this thing retract and then come back.
So did something. I have a really bad idea. I have a really, really bad idea.
What's going on? I can't see sky.
We needed that, and I look at like, if did you come tell us, or did we see this?
Just Keythree's just like hovering above it on this gargoyle.
Did it work? But loud.
Kind of. I'll fly back down. So the like it's sections of it like retracted and came back. So maybe there's like if we throw it, we can get like a window of opportunity to get in if we want to get in. Or
And
do
it's
this
like
people
again,
trapped
and maybe it's
inside?
an opportunity for people to get out.
We needed that shield. I knew. And like, there's just a moment, because I know it's not rational, but there's just a moment where I kind of glare at Guy for a second. I'm like, I knew.
This is older than that, my friend. This is ancient magic. Everybody tell us that the dryads, they have been here since trees before were ferns, eh?
But
And to them, it's old magic.
But sunfire pods make a hole in it for a second. So if you could just sit on top of a shield made of sunlight.
And it just lets you slide off the side. I don't get it, man. The sunfire pod is so strong, 4 of them almost killed a demi-lich, eh? Compared to that, some shield, you want to skid down the side like some kid sliding in snow, eh?
I'm just frustrated.
I know. It's too big. It's too strong. There's nothing we can do, eh?
Has to be something we can do.
If
So-
Just
we're
haven't thought of it
lucky,
yet.
if we're lucky, Blackwind is in there too, eh? And if he is, we want to open it.
But
You know how I feel on that.
I feel like I'm hearing like half of this.
You're not hearing anything. You're in touch with the green now.
You have
I was
milk
just
dripping
thinking,
down the
like,
back of
really
your legs.
echoey, like the ends of an echo.
So, Richard, now that you're getting in touch with the green, you connect yourself to this vast network of force, and you can now hear the trees. And you can commune with all of them.
Hello?
Yes.
So I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. But I feel you. I can hear you. It's like being you.
You are connected to us.
Do you have any advice for a couple of crazy people trying to destroy a black orb in the sky?
Why do you want to destroy it?
I think it's less about destroying it, more about opening it. There's something inside that we care about. And we don't know how to save them, or get to them, or see if they're okay.
We saw it envelop the ship. We don't know the fate of the people within. We do know that it is where all things come from and where all things will return. It is not meant. It is not meant to be here in this time and place, in this form.
Here, change its form. How do we move it?
We wish we had answers, but we do not know how to coax infinity.
Thank you.
All right. He's popped out of his tree trance.
Hey, buddy, you're back.
I'm gonna explain the general gist of what happened.
Okay.
And kind of emphasize infinity is, as a concept, is something we can't even touch. So really, the most we can do is sit and wait.
No, the most we can do is at least solve somebody's problem and get rid of the undead. So, hey, no bargain, and we get to keep you.
But I am completely useless against the undead.
Just smash them with your freaking thing.
And I point like I'm like, yeah, I said that.
So after a bit of time has passed,
I'm literally just gonna hand Guy a giant crossbow, just like plunk it into his arms. Because I've been carrying one of those around for ages.
the contingent of clerics arrive.
Look, I'm sad about other things. I don't
have time for this.
I'm more just, man, I don't even know.
So like,
So you're about to be saved by Gadil and company, but
shall we get to work purging these undead?
Yes, that would be fantastic.
All right. So they set about casting holy spells and striking down with smites.
Key 3 is definitely gonna just be hacking at a couple of these undead with her sword, just out of pure frustration.
All right.
I look over at Penn. Look at that. They're doing hundreds at a time. Makes you look slow and pathetic, eh? You go all day, you only get half as many as that one guy.
Drunky is mean.
Yeah, I'm already. Well, and
He's
the thing,
hungover. He's becoming hungover Gee now because
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
out of liquor. So yeah,
I'm
My
just-
eyes have glazed over, bright green, into the forest.
I'm just sitting on the ground rubbing my head because I'm just like, and I can hear this and it's frustrating too, but I'm more focused on like the implication that if this is the everything that was before and the everything that is after, and that it likes hate, something about that feels wrong to me. And it's upsetting. And I'm trying to think about what that means in the moment. I'm having an existential crisis.
So while this is unfolding, the clerics get to work and they're sweeping through the forest, kind of clearing out and purging undead in all directions. While you're each taking on your own individual tasks, eventually the orb in the sky begins to quake.
we are not underneath it, right? We have at least had the sense to move some distance away after
Yeah,
a whole afternoon of prodding people to move away further.
You're not sitting directly in its shadow, but it's quaking and it's shaking, and it starts to move tendrils out in various directions that are just whipping and lashing. So
You're about to get your wish, eh?
where it seemed like a solid form before, it is now spreading out in all directions. It's becoming almost like a liquid form, and like an anemone, it's just lashing out tendrils in all directions, like it's grasping for prey it cannot see. And it continues to do that.
Oh,
I'm running
Something's
back to the
happening.
others. And
Yeah,
I'm
I'll make
assuming
my
It's
way
once
okay,
I'm
the
back.
police are coming.
Yeah, the police. Is the window
There's-
open again? Okay.
There's one cleric with their siren on.
And the clerics are just, they're working away. They're focused on the undead. And as this just keeps happening, it just keeps lashing out. And it seems to get more violent and more erratic as time goes on.
Yeah, I think we move now.
And move where?
Away?
Oh,
Yeah.
see, now I was thinking, the opposite of that. I have to get within 30 feet to try to talk to it again, but I also don't want to get grabbed.
I'm just gonna hand Yi a stick. This is the
Do you-
forget me stick. You know what to do.
Can I get any kind of sense of what kind of thing this is? Like, the orb is? Like, is it like celestial or fiend or?
It is void.
Okay.
It predates all things, yet is all things.
Hmm.
Shit, I'm writing that down.
That's good.
Okay, here we go, leading by example, and I turn around and walk further away.
All right.
I really wish I could do the whistle with this.
Not that close to your mic. Please do not
Oh.
do that double finger whistle that close to your mic.
I can't do it at all. Don't worry about it. I just kind of whistle for Veronica.
Veronica's over there in a moment.
Yeah.
Is everyone moving away from this?
If anyone isn't, I'm assuming I've given Guy a forget me stick for a reason.
I'm looking at key 3 and just like, not like I'm looking for answers, just like my mind's racing and I'm thinking about what we need to do.
We just need to stay out of its tentacle range. But
Which I think we are.
yeah,
You want to
just-
have a look at it in the astral? Come get in the cart.
I guess that's a good idea.
Fine.
Okay.
I have
Cart.
no interest in looking at it in the astral. I just wanted them to get in a fucking cart.
And we're leaving.
All right, Veronica, let's move.
No, we're going to the astral.
Yeah, we have to see what it looks like in the ethereal.
All right, let's take a vote. Astral? 2 against 2.
But
Hey.
Gee-
Driver
no,
decides.
Sorry, I'm
Three
leaning
against
the wrong
one.
way. Sorry, I was leaning the wrong way. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah, very
So we do wanna see
surprisingly,
the
I
astral.
vote to go to the astral.
I think Guy
Cool.
just likes to upset the assumptions of vote.
I think it's slightly less likely to be able to kill us from the astral plane. So yeah, Zorp.
All right. Lady Bella / Veronica counts the votes and shifts into the ethereal. In the ethereal, you can still see the lashing tendrils in this thing, but it's cracking.
Should fight it.
It's cracking and it's spreading out in all directions.
It's dying, Ben. It's letting go. You're getting your wish. Whatever's inside is going to come out. Eh?
More sunfire pods would.
And I'm like, yeah.
I don't think we have to touch it.
Things
Yeah,
are
we don't.
pouring out of the cracks.
What
In fact, I
is-
think we
Say
really
is-
shouldn't
What's pouring
What's
out?
pouring out? Yeah.
touch it.
What looks like a steady stream of spirits and souls, and occasionally some big black thing comes out, flies off and disappears over the horizon.
Okay. Oh, but
Shit.
maybe it's all of the dead things it was sucking in.
Yeah, but now
That's
it's
exactly why I oh shit, and I pull up my shirt and start staring at my belly button. I'm trying to cast find phylactery.
Okay.
My logic being, if Blackwind is no more, then that shouldn't be a phylactery anymore.
Okay.
In which case, I shouldn't be able to find it. But it's a ritual cast, so that's 10 minutes.
All right. You'd spend 10 minutes casting this.
Do you still have the? I guess if I see him doing this, I'll hand him my book because my book is the only remaining copy of his diary. Because you have to have something of his to do that, right?
Yeah, we had the piece of cloth earlier
Yeah.
from his robe.
Oh, do we still have
That's,
that?
yeah, that's still in the cart.
All right. So you use that piece and you're casting the ritual. In the 10 minutes that you're casting it, these things continue to pour out. And the cracks continue to spread a little bit. And you actually see a blackened hand come out of the cracks and set onto the side of it like it's trying to pull itself out. And it's enormous.
I don't want to
Pencil
break
drop
his
moment.
concentration.
I'm sunfire pod.
Yeah, let's
do
sunfire pod. We'll go sunfire pod. I'll get one, you get one, maybe two.
Gonna fly out. I guess. What would the sunflower pods work in the ethereal?
I don't know.
Can we touch them in the ethereal?
I'm
Because I
gonna
don't
try
remember.
one.
You brought them with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try flying over and like chucking down and trying to hit that big giant hand.
This big hand that's trying to pull itself out of here.
And I'll go up with her as well because I want to add firepower where I can. I'll wait to see if it works though.
All right.
I'm gone. I'm in the ritual.
Yeah, you're deep in the ritual. So you throw it down in there. Give me those attacks.
I have to imagine I'm still keeping the cart afloat.
So you guys are throwing 2 more?
She's throwing one, and then I'm going to see if it busts, and if it does, then I'll drop one.
All right.
That's better.
So you toss it out. And it... Well, let me see what you get in the attack roll. Okay, so that's a bit better roll. You manage to land it in the crack that this arm is bursted out of. And it goes inside. And you see just deep in the crack, there's like a burst of light. And the arm flails about and smashes on top of it and scratches across the top and fades back in.
Okay.
Worked.
and then more things begin to pour out.
Are they like flying past us, or like just where are they?
They're like flying out in all directions.
So just to be,
I'm
I
gonna do
know
some
I'm
careful
not actually
maneuvering.
looking, but just to be clear, does it look like all the little souls that Penn spent all day killing, like those are fleeing, but then there's also these huge monstrosities that are coming out as well?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to drop one yet, and I'll look at key 3. And as I'm talking, I'm absent-mindedly, I've pulled Handy out and just kind of like, maybe I can get 1 or 2.
No.
Do we? Fine. And then,
I'm carefully maneuvering the cart so that we just avoid those entirely.
All right.
do you think we should wait, or do you think we should continue trying, or do you think we should just see if an arm comes out again? I don't know. I don't know if we can really. I'm not that good at aiming. That was a really good shot, by the way. But like, I could drop it. You know,
Whatever you guys are planning to do, make up your decision fast.
we could also just go in the
Big
crack.
Stuff? Oh. But your patron told you to stay away from it.
I do love my patron, but like,
Love
you know,
us more.
And we're level 6, and they're dragons, liches, and shit.
I have a way out for me, or at
This
least
time-
one of-
Great for you specifically.
This time, 2 hands come out,
dropping a sunfire pod.
and they drop onto the sides of it. The sunfire pod well, give me that throw.
Can I drop it? I don't need to throw
Look,
it.
you can drop it, but you still have to use some kind of accuracy to try and get it where you want it to go.
I mean, what if you
Alright.
sneeze suddenly?
Yeah. Have you ever done like a watermelon drop? It never, there's some technique involved.
Oh, that's some technique, all right.
Oh, shit.
That was
Off
your
the side
third
of the
one.
mountain.
You said.
So you throw that one down, and it hits into the arms, and it flails back like it's trying to swat something away. And then the arms appeared like thick, almost monstrous musculature. It begins to melt away till it's almost like this bizarre bony structure. And then it pulls on the sphere, and this melting skull face just comes screaming out of this crack in this sphere and roars at the sky, followed by a torso. And it stops there, and we're going to take a break right there.
Yep.
Awesome.
What?
Puck, I have to ask you a question.
Sure.
Is it merely a coincidence that
Yes.
this thing is basically the Pontus?
That's a coincidence. I've never seen any depictions of the Pontus. So.
Well, I mean, your character's been hunting him for years. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, come tune in on Thursday, the 14th. Is that right? Is that the right?
Yeah,
date?
that's
I believe, yes. Thursday the 14th for the return of Clockwork Dominion, our newest show. Another note before we go to break. I am going to be running some commercials again because we discovered that if we run the ads, it prevents new people joining us after the break from having to see the pre-roll ads. So while we're on break, for the interest of those who will be just discovering us, we're going to bookend with a couple ads before we get the video. So no worries, won't be long. We'll just have a normal 13 or so minute break, and we'll be back.
Okie dokie.
Let's get back to the action. Too many Warlocks.
All right. Welcome back. So Guy is wrapped up in his ritual.
Oh.
When last we left our heroes, we're a little bit mangled, but it's okay. We'll get there.
G3.
Guy3's the new DM, everybody.
I'm in control.
When last we left our heroes, a horrible drippy, oily, black skeletal creature is emerging from this giant obsidian orb in the sky. And it looks okay. Is anyone familiar with Fern Gully?
Yes.
Okay, so in Fern Gully when Hexus is going through the machinery and he's taken that form where he's like part skeleton and he's pulling himself out. It looks like that.
I don't
Awesome.
like that. I love necromancy. I don't like that.
That's what this thing looks like, and it's just the torso, the arms, and the skull. And it gets up and it puts its hands on it and it kind of looks around and it sees you guys floating there and it lets out a bestial roar.
What is that? What? That's bad. I turn to key 3.
And we're gonna do some initiative, folks.
God damn.
Oof. No talking. Ooh, I was ready. Oh.
I am so happy I fixed up my stats.
Oh no, Guy is so stuck in that ritual.
Okay. So we'll get his initiative in a moment. And this guy. Not so much on the initiative, part of being a giant behemoth. All right. So, we start at the top of the round with Penn.
Man, I was ready, but I'm not ready.
You're in the cart floating above this place. This creature has emerged. It looks angry.
Does it look like, is there any identifying like features on this thing? Like, do I?
No, it looks like a giant, oily black skeleton that's just dripping with tar.
You're gonna be mine. And I guess, man, honestly, just to get things like started, I'm gonna hit it with because we've already hit it a couple times, so I'm just gonna like immediately just kind of point at it, and a loud bell rings out, and it's gonna be a Toll of the Dead.
Okay.
So, he's missing hit points, I assume.
Okay.
So it takes 1d12. Actually, it takes 2d12 necrotic damage.
2d12 necrotic damage.
Yes, as that bell rings out, and I'm just turning to key 3 after that, and just like I don't know what else to do.
Go ahead and roll me that 2d12.
I can 2d12.
I was gonna roll it for you, but I think maybe you should roll it.
All right. Oh, all right.
All right. So you toll it for 10, and you have its attention now.
That was a bad idea.
All right. Next up.
Hey, hold on. Can we pause for just a moment, do a quick reset, and see if we can get Guy back in here?
Sure thing. Let's see if we can
Okay.
pop out and pop Guy back in.
Guys, yeah, we're gonna pop to our break screen for just a second. Don't panic. We'll be right back. We just want to make sure that we can sort this out.
Sure.
Thank you. We love you guys.
Arctic Blade, Sex Changed Hobbit, Vampire, 2012 10864. Screw you, DM today. To hell with your stupid game, we're walking out the door. 12864. Screw you, DM today. To hell with your stupid game, we're walking out the door. So screw you, DM, to hell with your stupid game. Your plots are weak, your pacing sucks, each session is the same. You take away our magic, you take away our gold. So screw you, DM, your campaign is getting old. Why don't you roll a saving throw DC 19 to see if it will save you from us kicking in your spleen? It doesn't really matter. The odds are all the same. There's 5 of us and 1 of you. We're ending your campaign. 2012 10 8 6.
Goblin Cave.
Okay,
place
all
for you
right,
to
all
start.
right. Here we go. Now we're fixed. I think. Now we're fixed.
Okay.
No, I was gonna make a decree while I was still in the box.
No, you have to table flip.
Ah,
You
You
can't
gotta
sit in the
earn it.
box until you table flip.
That's
I was
true.
gonna be like, and nobody dies today, because that would
Yay,
never
we have
happen.
sound.
Well, that's
Okay.
no fun.
We have sound.
All right.
Lights,
Good.
camera, action. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Let's get back into it.
No problem. Back to normal. All right. So this is happening. Guy, I'm sure you're familiar with what's going on.
Yep, I rolled initiative while we were waiting.
Very well. Okay. So next up was Richard or Key 3? Who had the higher
Richard.
bonus? Richard. All right. Richard, you're up.
This thing is far away from us, isn't it?
It's far away from you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to figure out what I would do versus what Richard would do. Because I would run away with everyone.
Like, "Grr." Up to you. Do what you think is right.
Yeah, nah. I'm gonna turn us around and run.
All right. So you turn around and you're like, Veronica, get us out of here.
Veronica, yeah. I want to stay, but no. They're gonna get angry at me.
What?
Let's move!
If we're turning around, can we talk in between initiative, or is that an initiative?
Look, you can talk to each other.
I'm looking at Keith. I'm like, what? And then up at
Yeah.
Richard. We shouldn't run. What are you doing?
You want to stay?
I don't
We
want
have-
this getting out.
We have to fight that. Look at all those clerics down there. You think they're gonna run away?
Cool, I turn it back around like it's barely moved.
It's just like, urge.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
it goes as close as we can towards the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then how far away from it are we?
You're still pretty far away. You feel like you
60
might.
feet? 60
Yeah.
feet?
You can get within that range if you want to.
Oh
You're
yeah, we're getting
the
within
pilot.
60 feet. And I'm just gonna wave at the guys. Alright. Yeah. This is your fault, by the way, if I die.
Thanks,
Misty
Richard.
escape.
Misty escape.
And I just teleport onto the thing's shoulder.
Okay.
Oh.
There's no one driving the cart.
Veronica's got it.
Oh boy.
And I'm just there, invisible.
Okay.
Because I don't think I can make much. I don't think I can do much else.
Nope, that's it. All right. So you have invisibly.
Oh wait, no, I had to.
You had to take damage
quickly,
before you could use
Yes,
that.
I stabbed myself in the hand, and then disappear.
And I just.
All right.
I turned to Keith and
roll
be
a
like, he's
D4?
supposed to use that to
Yeah.
get out of trouble.
I take 2 damage.
Okay. That's a creative use. All right. Next up is key 3.
I'm gonna grab. Yep, I'm gonna grab another Sunfire pod and try and throw it at this guy.
Okay.
That seemed to do something before.
All right. Give me a toss.
Yeah, toss.
Oh, that's a pretty good toss. That's solid for this guy. So it bursts onto it and it kind of shrieks in pain. And you guys definitely have his attention now.
Great. And
This is what we wanted.
This is what I wanted.
No,
I
This
should
is not what
this-
you guys should want.
no. This is not what Guy wanted. Anyway, go ahead.
I
Any
should have
action?
done this before I threw the thing, but I am going to cast Hex on
Okay.
it. At that level. So,
All right. It is hexed. Which stat are you attacking?
Wisdom.
Wisdom? All right. Just to be sure, because I always forget, is it disadvantage on wisdom checks now, or is it just...
Disadvantage on
Ability
on
checks,
wisdom.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, anything using wisdom.
Okay. All right. Gee.
So I'd look up from my belly button staring, and so giant thing crawling out of giant egg
Yeah.
coming apart, and my 3 heroic friends are all trying to fight it, and it's as big as a mountain,
Yeah.
and there's nobody steering the cart.
No.
Okay. Grab the reins of the cart, look around at these 3. Well, 2. I can't see Richard.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? Look at that thing. It's huge. We have to leave.
We have so many clerics. We have too many clerics.
Good. Maybe it slowed down eating them and we get away. And I just haul on the reins. We are out of here unless somebody's stopping me.
Yeah, Keith and I are both like, no.
This is a being of pure evil that is older than the world and larger than a mountain.
We don't know
are
what
level
this
6.
is.
Goodbye.
And you left me behind.
You disappeared, man. I don't know. For all I know, you're invisible sitting right beside me on the cart.
So
Yeah.
Gee clacks the reins and he's like, Lady Bella, get us out of here. So the cart turns around yet
Yet
again
again.
and starts to move in the other direction. The creature roars and slings its fists out at you, and its arms stretch way out. And
Quick, take
make,
advantage.
Go, Steed of Spring. Go, Steed of Spring.
make 2 slashing attacks at your cart. So, what I want you to do is make an animal handling check for driving the cart. And that animal handling check will determine how difficult you are to hit right now.
Awesome.
Wrong, by the way.
Oh, that's awful. I turned into it.
I see it.
We don't
It's a
see any.
Do I?
3 minus 1.
Oh dear. Oh no. Yeah, so both swings hit you.
Yep.
You just panic and you can't get a hold of the reins, and it's like, oh shit.
I'm still hammered. I'm in no shape to drive.
So the cart takes 2 hard slashes. Everyone inside takes 11 damage of a bludgeoning nature. And the cart is like flown for a loop. It's like tumbles out, you know, and it's still floating.
Really going to miss Richard? Yeah!
I
back-
am alive!
Back to the top of the round with Penn.
Is activating a gargoyle an action or like a bonus action?
It would be an action.
Okay, well then,
You do notice that between rounds, this thing appears to be writhing in pain.
I just turn to Key 3 and Guy, and I'm just like, I'm not running away from this, just not this time. And I just jump out the window and turn my rod.
Okay.
And hopefully the gargoyle catches me.
Any time now. Anytime. And it's like in the moment you're like, I forgot how to do the thing.
Oh no.
Eventually it does swoop in. It's very badass. You like leap off, you do it, it swoops in, you land on it, and you take off towards danger.
Handy, hold on to my hat.
It's like a pinky loops around your hair, and then a thumb and a forefinger grab the hat. All right. Next up is we've got Richard.
I'm kind of gonna lean in a bit to what I'm assuming, like as close into an ear as I can.
Okay, well, I mean, it's like the side of a skull, but sure.
Oh, I know. That's what I mean. And I'm assuming like its neck is just like a tree trunk.
Oh, yeah, and also, now that you're standing there, even though you're invisible, the parts that you're standing on, the goo, like it feels there's like something solid, but it feels like you're wading through like 3 inches of mud. And the goo is responsive to you. It's almost trying to hold on to you.
Okay. It's gonna be knock knock, who's there? It's me! And then I attack it.
Okay, give me that swing.
Packed Greatsword.
All right.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and Fairy Smite! And so 3d8.
Okay, give me those rolls.
20.
All right, so
Altogether.
it's like writhing around in pain, and then all of a sudden you're like, poof, surprise! Boom, right in the side of it. And it drives over to the side, and it's still shrieking in pain. But it knows you're there now.
Wait, give me a second. I think I can make this worse.
Visible again because of the attack.
Okay, because as a bonus action, I can just attack again.
Yep.
I'm hoping this works. I use green flame blade as well.
Okay.
If it will, does it? No, I will have to click something. So I make a regular attack roll with Packed Greatsword
Okay.
of 22.
That's pretty
21.
good.
And where are you? And then green flame blade. Okay, I'm just gonna have to read it out. It's an extra 3 damage,
Okay.
pretty much.
All right.
As part of the action used to cast the spell, must make a melee attack with the weapon used the creature within spell range. Otherwise, the spell fails. On a hit, the target suffers the normal effects. I hate you, thing. Let me read my thing properly. And it can leap to different creature of my choice that I can see within 5 feet of it.
Okay. All right. So you carve into it. Your burning blade.
Oh wait, no! It deals an extra 1d8.
All right.
I have to roll one
Give me-
more d8.
Give me a roll.
Yeah. Not much.
No, not a whole lot more, but a little bit
Still,
extra
it's-
juice on that. So you slash into it some more, and the skull now pivots completely to the side and stares at you.
I fear no death. Let's play. Let's gamble the chances.
All right. Next up is Keitri.
I'm so screwed.
So we're still a ways away. Pen has jumped off with his So question, my
Yep.
special ability from my patron,
Yeah.
how far away is that range?
Well, I mean, you can fly.
It's true.
and you have not yet activated this ability.
It's true.
So I would welcome you to do so and paint me a picture of how Key3, given unlimited speed, agility, and distance to fly, would utilize her flaming blade in a multi-strike dash.
So Key3 just kind of looks back at Guy and is like, "Don't leave us all behind!" and goes running and like does like a swan dive off of the cart and like starts like draws her sword and it like explodes in flame as she flies towards the big scary monster.
That's beautiful. As you do that, you draw your sword, your wings ignite in blazing flames around you, and you are like a flaming bullet flying towards this thing. All right, now where are you going to hit it? Give me your attack pattern.
I'm going to do like abdomen, head, like just kind of bouncing
Just like
around. Yeah, trying to hit like all of the core like organs and stuff like that.
All right, so it's mostly empty inside, but you, with blade drawn, you shriek into it, and you ping pong around the rib cage, just carving into this thing all the way up to the top, ending with a final uppercut slash that throws its head back and causes the thing to reel in pain as small, goopy sections of ribs collapse to this egg that it's cracking out of because they've been sheared completely off by your strikes. Go ahead and give me an attack roll for additional effectiveness with advantage.
Okay, with my packed weapon.
Yep.
That wasn't with advantage, but I think that's fine.
I didn't roll it with advantage.
It is like an explosion. So this happens. Key3, you feel the burst of flames as she just erupts into this attack, and just ribs and these oily, goopy bones are flying off in every direction as she ping-pongs around this thing, and that final strike creates this blazing gash through the skull before she floats back up into place and her wings grow wide again. And it is anime AF.
Just a battle cry of some kind would be lovely.
And there's cinders dropping down all around, and the pieces that she has cut are still glowing red with heat. All right, Guy.
So this thing is
I'm
dead?
just going to kind of give a thumbs up.
No, it doesn't appear to be dead, but it ain't happy.
Oh, did I also get my hex damage?
Doubled, actually, because of your
Let's
crit.
throw your hex damage on top of that. What was
so
an extra
it was
D6
double-
necrotic?
Yeah.
So an extra 2d6 necrotic damage. All right. Oof. Okay. All right, so that goes off. Guy, you're still in the cart.
I turn the cart around yet again. I am not getting any closer. I'm staying where I am.
Lady Bella lets out a snort.
I know, right? We should be halfway back to the keep by now. And without even checking range, I fire infestation.
Okay.
That's all I got.
You just,
The range is only 30 feet. There's no way I got that close. So there's the cloud of bugs appear in midair and then disappear.
it's a god I got.
And that's it.
I'm just imagining centipedes being shot out from your palm.
Yeah, and then
And they just kind of,
Whee!
and they're falling on the clerics below you.
Like a party popper. It's just like,
it's all caterpillars, and as they
Party
fall,
popper.
yeah, the worst party popper. And like, imagine a dark party popper. Okay.
you make them all caterpillars and scream
Yeah.
at them as they fall.
Yeah,
I bet
that's
you
the
wish you
whole
were
thing.
butterflies.
All right, so that's Guy. Now it's this thing's turn. It doesn't like you two at all. So Richard, you're on the shoulder. It comes up and it tries to give you a flick. So that is a 19 versus your AC.
I just raised it, and it's god damn it.
Okay, look. There's not a lot of numbers this thing can roll and not hit you.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting you guys to do like an artillery barrage from the cart kind of thing, and the cart could be whatever.
I'm just assuming I go flying off.
Well, go ahead. Give me a strength saving throw to see if you hold your ground against this thing's mighty. No, that's not enough.
You know.
So,
this is just as I'm falling off, because I'm not going to fall to the end by the end of my round, I don't imagine. Just don't catch me! I've got a plan!
He's just flying off. Don't catch me!
I've got a
Sorry, and like fingers have already like dug into flesh and they're beginning to rip it off.
All right, 16 damage.
That does not matter right now.
All right.
Oh, that's why. Sorry, I figured out why my green flame blade didn't do anything.
And the next one is it's taking a mad slash at you, Key 3. And it comes at you with a 24.
Yeah, I think that's gonna hit.
That's might do it. Okay. So it whaps you a good one for a bit more, 16 damage.
Okay.
The worst part about
As
this
you're
is if I had a
battered
shield,
by this thing.
I would not have been hit by the flick.
Ouch.
All right. And now we're back to the top of the round with Penn.
Oh boy, things are getting weird. That was super cool. I saw Q3 and I'm just like, ooh. And then Richard's flying off. So there's that.
Nobody catch me!
I've got a terrible plan!
He always does. And I'm just pouring I'm pouring my water flask skin over me and casting Armor of Agathis as I shrug on some ice.
All right.
And I'm gonna fly. If I'm within range, I'm gonna fly like directly above it, like maybe 30 feet above. Near Key 3, but right out of its line of sight, unless it's looking straight up.
Okay.
And I think that's everything for me right now. I've got.
All right.
I'm preparing.
So you put on your armor and you fly up above it. Next up, we've got Richard.
Because you told me I got a charge last time.
Yes, I did give you a charge.
This is pretty much going to be like Godzilla fighting.
You gain and spend, and gain and spend. All right.
I waited on that one, and I'm not waiting on this one. It works too well. It's like two Godzillas fighting each other. Come on.
Fair enough. All right. So
the flesh is being torn off, and the wooden part of me is just encompassing me and just growing from me.
All right.
In horrifying ways that no one can see because I'm falling at a rapid rate.
All right.
Then
So
my feet touch the ground, and I am however many feet tall.
here's what I need you to do. I need you to make an agility or an athletics save to stay on the egg and not fall directly to the ground.
Okay. Does that work?
That works. So you're flicked off of it, but as you're flying off, you like sprout into a tree and you're able to dig into this giant, like muddy tendril egg that it's erupting out of, and you hold your ground and you erupt into your giant tree form, ready to do battle with this thing.
Yeah.
All right.
My head flies up and it's just a battle cry of.
Nice. Key 3, you're up.
Question. Can I fly
Sure.
back to the cart?
You sure can.
Okay.
Thank you.
I am first going to attack it, and then
Okay.
I'm going to run away. So I will attack
I need to add.
twice using the thirsting blade. So there's the first attack. And
All right.
the second attack is
Oh,
better.
All right.
Better.
And if one of those hits, I can roll the necrotic as well.
Okay, so yeah, you the second one hits for sure.
Okay.
Nice.
Oof. Oof. All right.
Ah.
You carve into that thing some more, and you're like, okay, bye. All right, so you run off, and it doesn't take long before you make it back to the cart.
Yep. Don't land on that thing.
Not the problem. Not part of the plan. Nope. Not even a little bit.
Not even a little itsy bitsy bit. Gee, you're up.
I moved the cart just within jump distance
Okay.
of the body. Oh no! Wait a minute. There's nobody left on the body, right? Everybody's
there's-
gone, right?
Everybody's gone.
You
Penn is
didn't
flying
Penn
by
fly
it
off
on a
on his
gargoyle. And Richard is in his tree form on the giant obsidian egg thing.
Q3's back in
Where
the
do
cart.
Yeah.
Where do I stack up in height towards the thing?
It's still bigger than you, but you're big enough now that it can't send you flying with a flick anymore.
And Q3, you look like somebody gigantic has slapped you, right? Like you look beat up.
Yes.
Okay, so as she kind of flies past me into the back, I just put my hand on her and cast Healing Hands. She gets 6 hit points back. And I just turn the cart and we're leaving.
All right.
I'd like to imagine.
Richard can't fit in the cart anymore. He's 60 feet tall and Penn won't come when he's called. So we're out of here.
I like to imagine she just came in the back window and your hand just was on her face because you weren't looking.
It's like, we're going.
You feel better? Sorry. And I got to fly the cart.
We're leaving now. All right.
That's it.
After that, it's its turn. And now there's a big tree in front of it. And it wants to fight the tree. So it goes to start to do an attack. And then it stops and it starts to writhe in pain some more. And you notice that there's light erupting from the crack, like flashes of lightning. Like something's happening in there. And then we go back to the top of the round with Penn.
Okay. I am above it, and I'm gonna get down as close. Like, I'm gonna kind of get like right here, so it still can't see me. Hopefully, like I'm right in that blind spot. Hopefully,
Right in the brow zone.
and with awakened mind, I'm just gonna reach out and say, "You think you hunger? I'll show you hunger." And I cast Hunger of Hadard like right down in here in its rib cage. So that will be a 20-foot radius sphere of blackness.
That's 100
That is-
foot, 50 feet.
Well, that's how
Oh, no,
far
that's
you can
range.
cast it.
I'm tired. Never mind.
And so, so it's going to be like sucking and pulling on him from the inside. And anything that starts its turn takes 2d6 cold. And if it ends its turn, it takes 2d6 if it misses on its dexterity saving throw, which it's inside it. So I don't know.
All right,
It
then.
has to be ridiculously dexterous.
No.
Dexterous.
It's super dexterous. Look how agile it is.
Just some matrix moves.
Yeah. Sudden matrix moves. All right. Yeah, so it doesn't have the dexterity to avoid your Hunger of Hadar, and it's cast inside of it. So, that's a problem. And you feel a tug from your book.
Hello, old friend. And I look at it and I'm just like, what's up?
It says if you're going to fight, at least get a sample.
Oh, we're getting a sample. I kind of assume we have at least another term, but if not, I'm readying my book for that whenever.
All right. Next up is Richard.
Yeah. It's just a d20 to hit plus my plus the bonuses, right?
Yeah, give me that roll and I'll let you know if you hit it.
D20 plus 7.
All right. Oop.
That's 22.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It hit last time. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's going to hit this
Oh yeah,
time.
no, you swing with your big wooden arms and you clash into it. Where are you going for? What zone?
Oh, I'm aiming directly for kind of skull area.
All right. So punches are flying. So you hit it and it reels back and it's getting ready to come at you again as all these more power and bursts of energy erupt from this thing that's coming out of. And next up is...
Oh no, I'm
Oh, you gun. Well, okay, keep going.
It's mostly because it's not as a bonus. It's kind of because of the Thirsting Blade and me being able to treat my entire body as a packed weapon at this point.
Okay.
I get to hit again.
All right. Give him another swing. All right. That's enough for the tree bonuses.
Yeah, and this time I'm hitting with kind of where its gut would be.
Okay.
So just directly through it into its spinal cord.
Just like... All right. So you nail it in there and it kind of doubles over. It seems very upset with you. But you can feel the cracking of bones as your wooden arms lash into it.
And this is just one last thing I'd like to do. I'd like to kind of grab my hands, put it on its face, and go, "You're nothing."
All right.
Like, I'm not holding it there. I'm just looking it dead in its eyes.
Very well. So that happens, and we go to key 3.
Cool. I'm far away. I'm going to look at it and go and say, okay, it's time to cool off. And I'm going to cast Chill Touch. Oh, and I get to, if it hits, which probably doesn't.
Not quite with that. So yeah, it kind of shrugs that one off. All right. Anything else?
My turn.
All right, that's your turn. Gee.
Can I take the dodge action while driving the cart?
You sure can. You can prepare
Evasive
for
maneuvers
evasive
against something,
maneuvers.
an attack that's probably not coming. But yeah, we're all over.
Yeah, it's got a bigger problem.
Yep.
All right. So it's gonna go after the tree.
Like, go ahead.
Whoa,
I'll be
whoa.
rolling the d6s while every time he starts and ends his
Oof.
turn.
That is 18 and 19.
Actually, weirdly, still in the barely hits. I
Still
love
in the barely hits. Okay.
Yeah.
Is he attacking both of us or just Richard? Because
Just Richard. He's wailing on this big tree in front of him. Ooh. All right. So that is 11. 18 total damage from those 2 hits as it smashes into you with its big, gross, dripping bone fists.
And thank you so much for the temporary hit points.
Very well. All right. Next up, top of the round.
Okay, roll another one because he ended his turn there. So
Oh yeah, he's taking more as your hunger of Adar is tearing him up in the inside.
So I would have moved back above him if I could have before, because I'm just trying to stay out of sight as much as possible. Does he look like he's anywhere near done, or is he like...
He's in rough shape. He's been cut to pieces. He's been smacked around a bunch. Whatever's happening below decks here seems to be getting worse.
Okay. And I'm going to look at my book. I'm going to be like, I'm going to assume you can kind of do this on your own as long as I'm like, I put you somewhere. And who knows? And I'm just going to kind of tap the gargoyle and get him to just stop flying. And I'm going to drop down on top of it, opening my book and like...
All right.
pressing it toward the head. So as I'm falling, I'm just going to be like, if you look long enough into the void, and I look right in the eye of my book, the void begins to look back through you, and just use my specimen collection ability. I don't know what it's called yet.
Okay, so these chains lash out of your book, and one directly to the skull like a hook, and yanks your book out of your hands deep into it. And your book burrows into the giant skull of this thing, and then it shrieks in horror as large sections of it are torn off and pulled inside. until there's this gaping hole and you can see your book inside shooting out with chains in all direction, grabbing pieces, tearing them off, and bringing them in.
I love you.
Before finishing up a massive amount of damage and then swirling back up to you.
God, knowledge is power. All right, I'm going to assume that's everything from me.
All right. Richard, this thing just had its skull partially caved in. It's been beat to shit by everybody. The egg that it's on now is now quaking even harder, and you can see a kind of increase in energy from these cracks as the thing writhes in pain some more.
Yeah, okay. Really, I'm just... There's a huge weak point now
Okay.
where its head has been caved in.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's not a clean process. There's going to be cracks and stuff.
Oh no, it's a horror show. It's just like
So it's... Yeah. Richard is pretty... I'm just going to pretty much... really, at the moment, all I'm trying to do is think of cool, fun lines to say.
all right, well, make an attack and then think of a fun line.
The age of bone is coming to an end. And it just kind of slams down with both fists.
All right, so you slam down with both fists on the head. Let me see those attacks. Where did they go? Where did they go? There we go.
It's a 20.
All right, let me see the other one.
Okay, and I'm gonna try to flavor this a bit. One of the arms shrinks slightly
Okay.
as the other one gets a giant sword in it.
All right.
That's allowed.
Okay.
It still does the same amount of damage, I'm assuming, but now it's just a giant paddle it's hitting it with. Yeah.
All right.
And then I'm going to hit it again with 26.
Okay, so you come down with both of those, and yeah, you carve into this thing and you smash it down into the egg that it's coming out of. And then after that strike, there's another burst at the crack of this thing. And it's being suddenly and violently pulled back in as the whole structure begins to shudder and shake. And everybody's starting to feel like maybe it's go time.
Yeah, I am grabbing the head and just jumping off the side of it.
The head does not detach and you are unable to remove it.
Okay.
It just slips out of your hands.
Well, I tried. I was assuming the massive weight of what I am would help a little bit with just
You
popping it
think
off.
so, but it's you grab it and it's just slick. Like it just like a greased up guy.
Greased up deaf guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're disappointed at no souvenir, but still.
Yeah, it's just, I'm gonna land on the ground as well as I can.
All right, so you
And
land
just
on
let
the
out
ground.
And just let out a battle cry of... it's the same one. It's just, come on.
Tree sounds. All right, so you let out the battle
forest
cry.
shakes.
The forest shakes, and it's dragged, clawing at this orb that it's part of, back into it. And then there's a burst, and the crack forms all the way across it. And then there's a massive flash of light as it bursts in this big explosion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Notice anything falling from the big explosion?
It's blinding. You
Yeah.
can't see a thing until it's all over. And when it is all over, you see that there is scattered wreckage of what was once the black cherry strewn about the forest floor now.
Look for any people.
All right. You're going to have to return to the prime material.
Key?
So
You were in the ethereal for that fight?
Yep.
Whoops.
No cause. No cause.
I didn't know that.
Does that mean nobody saw us?
Nobody saw you.
I'm gonna pretty much put a hand on, because I'm still kind of shrinking down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a hand. It's more like one very delicate finger on Veronica's back,
Okay.
just to shift back.
All right. You guys are shifted back into the prime material. And once you get to ground level, you can see the scattered remains of the black cherry. Kind of like, there's still occasionally a piece of a deck shakes out of a ship or shakes out of a tree, and strewn about are the members of Team Mom, the crew of the Black Cherry herself. Team Growl is there. Spoonie is there. You take some time to kind of go over everything and see everyone who is laying there, and you do notice, as everyone starts to come through, Kishano's missing.
If I get to stay in the big form for longer, I'm gonna try to pick up as many unconscious and such. And just
Yeah, everybody kind of slowly comes awake. And Lilith, Radan, and Jobetta, upon seeing the rest of you guys, and once everything unfolds, they let you know that inside they fought Blackwind. And they fought the thing that was taking him over. And Kishano died to kill it. He's gone.
Just open my arms.
No.
Everybody comes in.
I'm still in a bit of the big tree form, and I just kind of drop my what are essentially logs to the ground, kind of fall down, and just it's a giant, just
There.
into the distance, kind of shouting out it, kind of in an angry way to any god that's willing to listen.
Just gonna look at Pen. Like, there has to be a way to bring him back, right?
Can't hear you.
You're muted.
Oh.
I'm going to assume that even at the mention of that, Gilberto would hop in and explain how he feels about that.
Well,
Oh,
Radan
she
has...
was there when in Radan, yes. He has ceased to be in any plane.
Yeah, Radan uses his ability to locate a person, and he can't find him on any plane of existence.
But didn't he had that I look at Richard and the scrying thing.
About the anti-scrying tattoo that we don't know about. Wait, do we know?
I'm going to disengage myself, go around behind the cart in the dark, and do this ritual again. Finish it this time.
Okay.
Kind of like just any angry person, kind of punch the ground a couple times.
So no.
The Phylactery is no longer a Phylactery.
Do you tell us that?
Yeah. Out of character, I was not going to tell you if it was still active.
We can't. I'd bring him back, but he wouldn't want it.
You can't undo it. You can't undo his bravery, eh?
We lost. We weren't supposed to.
It's what he was born to do. It's what he told us he was going to do. He died so nobody else had to die.
I've shrunk down to regular size at this point. And for once, you actually see kind of a glint of something falling down his face. My face.
You say we can do something, we can remember him, eh? He's the first hero of the new AKA. The first hero of the Mercenaries of Mischief, eh? Eris Discordia, I think this calls for a real drink, eh? Shake my flask.
Flask is filled.
To Koshano, the brave. And I have a drink and hand it around.
I'll drink it, but we didn't. And I look around, and in my mind, I'm looking for, because I know Kashano's gone. I'm just double checking. There's no Blackwind either, is there?
There appears to be no Blackwind here.
He did it. He's gone. I checked the phylactery. It's just a piece of metal now, eh?
Yeah, but we didn't. And I'm just tearing up.
And realizing what's really bugging Penn. You didn't get to save him, eh?
We didn't get anybody. We just lost two. We were supposed to get somebody back.
There's a smile on my face, which looks completely out of place. I bet you we got the cookie back. That's how the sword works, eh? That boy's a double fucking hero. He traded himself for cookie, eh?
And
don't take that away from him, Penn.
And I'm just raw. It's like I can't even process that because I just don't even know. I just stand there and try to hug him back. I'm just sobbing.
Sad group of adventurers, misfits, spellcasters, and pirates. Half demons and clerics wander out of the woods and back to the Avalon Knights Academy, slowly making their way home. They move in mourning for a friend lost. And when they arrive home, there is a kind of celebration. One for a threat vanquished, and another to celebrate the heroism of a friend and to mourn. Time passes, and eventually An old man in the basement of a rickety old inn, preserved in his bed, opens his eyes. And the first thing he does is prepare a lavish feast. And once again, the delicious smell of cookies cooking fills the Avalon Knights Academy. It's bittersweet. He is upset when he hears how he was brought back, but he internalizes it, doesn't allow everyone to see. But you can tell it affects him. And everyone is given time to deal with it. The main keep is recommissioned in his name. And the army of clerics from another land return home after the undead army is dispatched. And over time, whatever passes for normal at the Avalon Knights Academy returns. And everyone holds the memory of the bard from the streets who became a leader and fought a god. Meanwhile, as the days passed, somewhere deep in Candlekeep, a young wizard awakens in his bed. Uncertain to what has happened and what time has transpired. And he immediately goes out to seek answers. And that is where we will end today.
One foe has fallen. Has perhaps another been created? We'll find out sometime in the future on Too Many Warlocks. And that button's not working anymore. Fuck! Always ruining the dramatic moments. Fuck. Close
Technical
out the
difficulties.
show.
Very well. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for checking out the episodes, and feel free to tune in to any past episodes on our YouTube channel, managed by our very own Penathan Wright / Skylar. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for Deadlands campaign, which you can now see me in addition to Penathan Wright, as Willie One-Eyed Weston. His friends call him One-Eyed Willie.
Nope, nobody calls him One-Eyed Willie, but that's just because he doesn't have any friends.
Look, I mean, I thought long and hard about a middle name that would result in that nickname. I spent no small amount of time on it. Also, be sure to check out next week on the Sunday show, because for my next trick, I'm going to make a 60 episode Sadgasm disappear, because we got Dingo Doodles coming on the show playing Sips.
Dingo Doodles.
Dingo Doodles of YouTube fame. If you haven't seen her videos, definitely check them out. But she'll be playing her monkey wild magic sorcerer from those videos. Sips, so definitely check that out. On the 14th, we've got Clockwork Dominion coming back, and I play another reprehensible character in there, so definitely tune in for that one. Which I will also be playing with our producer, Jonathan, and Sarah's on that one as well, and Melissa. does our art, and you might know as Lilith. And I like to take this moment at the end of the show to say that I am a very lucky dungeon master, and all these people that I've made super sad right now are content creators in their own right. And I like to take this moment at the end of the show to allow them to all talk about the various things that they're doing.
Okay, so Kevin, do you want to start or should I start?
Yeah, I'll start this one because I want to start by saying that I realized about 30 seconds ago that Guy still has to go and talk to Yibi.
Yep.
This is going to be hideous, and thank you. This is going to be amazing.
Can I play Yibi for that scene?
Oh man,
I don't know. Do you want it? We could do that.
Either way.
I mean, how many times do you guys want to see me cry on camera?
No, we'll see what happens.
We'll just have a weep fest. Anyway, that is for next week. I just did a video today. Thank goodness I filmed it before this emotional train wreck. It's called There's a Railroad in My Sandbox. And it's talking about balancing an open sandbox game and railroading your party into following the damn plot from time to time. Deadlands tomorrow, absolutely. We got that coming. We got a bunch of other stuff coming in the future. Thank you, Puck. Amazing 2 sessions in a row. I mean, you crushed us. That had to be difficult from your side too. So thank you for that. Bravo. Well done.
No problem, guys.
Next.
Happy to help.
All right, I'll go next to give Sky and Dawn a few more minutes to recoup. Yeah, as you might have noticed, I didn't cry because I'm emotionally dead inside. So anyways, I will... Normally I wouldn't have a lot to talk about because it's just the Scarred Adventure. I'm doing work on a lot of projects. However, I will be spending the next couple days... I will be spending tomorrow, a decent chunk of it, working on basically an ode to Kashano.
Oh boy.
So a lovely poem written by Richard Bennett about his good friend Kashano that is one of the only people that he's ever really given a hug to.
I want you to read this on stream. It's going to be great.
Oh yeah, no, it'll take me a little bit, but I'll do it.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
This would be a great Christmas episode toast.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know. I was thinking about just bringing him back for the Christmas episode with no
Force Ghost style?
with no content. Yeah, it's just like he's here. I mean, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Shimmering blue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
standing
still,
next to that other kid.
Still, I'm going to work on an ode to Kashano.
Yep.
Which, if I can, I'll try to put into some musical format as well. Yeah, and then just a few more notes on, because I haven't done a memoir of Richard for a while. I've had issues trying to just come up with a good way to do it, because I have to rewatch all the episodes, and generally they're 3 hours. I have to spend about 9 going through every single one. About 3 hours of work, I've gotten through 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So it's terrible. I hate it. And no, I'm not multi-classing as a bard.
Fine.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to write that out.
All right.
And now I'm going to hand it off to hopefully someone who is more emotionally prepared now after they've listened to me talk for a while about stuff. Anyways.
Sure, yeah. I can go. More emotional. You can check out. I make videos with my partner at youtube.com/roll4initiative, and the video you can watch right now is me talking about ending the homebrew campaign that I've been running for like 2 years. So all the emotions this week.
All the emotions.
Tomorrow's video is going to be another fun arcade game play and making a fun cocktail to go with it. Of drinking age.
Sounds like fun.
I have to coin my drink. It's not a Richard-based drink. It's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine-based drink. Has nothing to do with anything. I'm going to stop talking.
I guess that leaves me.
Yep.
I want to ask you this, Puck, real quick, because I do not want to step on any of my fellow storytellers' toes. Is it possible for me to say 2 things I did when I got home, or no?
Absolutely.
I can wait.
No, you can do it.
The only 2 things I wanted to do, and first and foremost, when we all broke off, I would have gone and found a potion of vitality that was
handy
in the tower
Okay.
because I knew he had made more of those, and I'm just going to walk by and sit it in front of Kashano's door. There are no words said. It's just put there in front. That's all. And then I'm going into the mage tower, and I'm picking up what was a phylactery,
Okay.
and I'm crying and holding it and putting it on under my whatever. And that's that. So come check us out on YouTube, because we have all our shit on
Wow,
YouTube.
dude.
We have so much stuff on YouTube. All our previous episodes, all our supplementary content. If you want to see more from us, go check it out on YouTube. I always highly recommend Gee's Thieving Bastards. Still one of my favorite things we've ever done here. We still
Oh
have table
god,
flip.
I love that.
But anyway, that's if you want to do something to decompress from all this. If not, go watch last night's episode here on Twitch before it's posted on YouTube. Either way, we love y'all, and thank you so much for all your support so far.
I just want to jump in before you close it up, Sean, and I just want to say, like, thank you to all of you guys, because this I feel like that last 15 minutes of your episode there, it kind of almost hit me harder watching you guys learn about it than even going through it. And that, yeah, so that was very touching. And so thank you. And thank you, Sean, for
Hey, no problem.
making it such a impactful and meaningful thing.
In D&D, you do get to go to your own funeral.
Right?
Yeah, you
And
do.
it's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. It's
You're really
it's
lucky you
heartwarming.
get to write the eulogy too.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I was great.
I was so cool.
I was perfect. And
I
there
was
no
very
collusion.
curious. I was very curious whether Guy would let go of his animosities in the event of Kashano's death, or he would still be.
Told you a
mad at
long
him.
time ago he doesn't like you, but he respects you. So,
Oh, thank you. It was beautiful.
and you were
Beautiful.
right. So, at least he doesn't have to admit it, because at least you're dead.
For
Yeah.
once, the one time I was right.
Yeah, and I'm never gonna have to admit it.
Now I don't have to tell you about it.
Thank you so much, Puck,
Thank
for everything.
Thank you for joining me on this journey, guys. Without you guys, there's no show. It's just me talking for
And
a very
also
long
without
time.
the audience, thank you for all
Yes,
the
absolutely.
comments.
Oh, yeah.
If
Thank
there's
you.
All the
nobody to watch
comments
it.
I've seen, to see how much like you out there cared about this character as much as I did, it means a lot. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just from me as well. It's from everyone still. Thank you to everyone who's stuck with us since the beginning.
Yep.
And
Whether
this
for you
is
that
just
was-
the beginning.
This is just the beginning. There's still way more to go.
The mechanic of having two shows go simultaneously is that even if somebody TPKs, the story never has to end.
No, it still keeps going.
So you're here at the ground
No matter
floor.
how hard these fools try and kill themselves.
There's plenty of places I can take this still. So again, thank you everybody for joining us. Please give us those likes and those follows. Support the show. It really helps us out. We've got some great Patreon perks, and we've got some really great patrons up there so far. You can get a chance to play in a game with me. So I mean, that might be kind of fun. I don't know. I mean, if you like what I do here, maybe you want to play a game with me. Definitely
if
check
you'd
out.
like to cry live instead of in the
Yeah,
privacy
whatever.
of
You
your
see
own
if I
living
can
room.
give you a shot right in the emotion zone. Or I do a fun, goofy campaign. There's a vast spectrum that we cover here. So definitely check that out. And also check out, we've got some merch featuring our unofficial mascot, Scott. You can see him behind me in every episode. So definitely check that out as well. Follow us on all the media. We got a great Discord channel where you can keep track of everything going on with Mercs of Mischief. It's also got roleplay channels where people talk in between shows and things go on there. So definitely check that out. You can also talk to us directly. I mean, some of us are kind of fun to get to know. I'm kind of surly, to be honest, but I mean, it's worth a shot.
Yes, and if you have questions about things, if you want to chat about recent events, like Discord is a great place to do it. We're all in there, and you can add us all.
And we like to ask the audience for like new ideas for shows or whatever's happening in there.
Yeah. Also, just always remember basic human decency.
Yeah, there are rules you'll see when
Yeah.
you first get there. Please follow them, but they're pretty
Yeah.
basic, and I think everybody here is nobody we need to worry about. So please join us.
Absolutely. So check that out. Give us those follows and check out the YouTube channel. Ben works really hard on it. And I think that's everything for tonight. So until next time, A very solemn, dignified class dismissed.
The door. Screw you, DM, today. To hell with your stupid game. We're walking out the door. Well, the loot